have to buy the stock in order to pay back the short selling they were doing. Bearish investors who took short positions have lost $23.6 billion this year through the close of trading Wednesday on GameStop alone, according to S3 Partners, including $14.3 billion on Wednesday, when the stock price jumped 135%. That was the largest percentage increase in history to a record of $347.51. On Wednesday, GameStop shares hit a high of $380, briefly giving the video game retailer a market value of $26.5 billion, more than that of Delta. So, all of this is absurd, right? On its face, it's absurd. The question is whether this is, the people who are striking back at the bad guys, or whether they're actually just sort of gaming the market for fun and giggles and to make a little bit of extra money. So the line that I've seen is they're just doing what the hedge fund guys are doing. Well, first of all, if the hedge fund guys banded together to pump enough a stock, kind of illegal. So not quite the same. Now, if the hedge fund guys got together and they're like, you know what, we're just going to tell all our investors that the stock isn't worth what we think, what we're about to do. We're just going to make a gamble that we can create a momentum play, and we're going to be perfectly obvious about that. That's not illegal. Everybody is caveat emptor, buyer beware. Okay, but the sort of enthusiasm that we're seeing for this, I think a lot of this is just a certain class-based enthusiasm, which is the hedge fund guys are jerks, and I know a lot of hedge fund guys. Some guys are real jerks. Some guys are not, just like every other industry. Okay, but again, there's a lot of enthusiasm for what's going on right now because it's sort of like the little guy is screwing the big guy. Well, some of those guys are little guys. Some of those guys are, in fact, not little guys, and this is worth pointing out. And the reality is that, according to Bloomberg, there are a bunch of institutional investors who are making bank off this sort of thing. Right? It is not just little guys who are making money off of this. Right? Wang Jianlin is up $773 million. That guy's an institutional investor, as AMC Entertainment spikes. Soaring shares have added $185 million of worth to the CEO of Tootsie Roll's fortune, because people have been buying up the stock of Tootsie Roll. Okay, so it is not merely the little guys
who the fuck would invest in Tootsie Roll?
Yes, there are a bunch of hedge fund billionaires who are going to get screwed.
You can't digest them.
Okay, right, they took a risk, and then they got jacked by a bunch of people who are basically pranking them for money. But that's, risk-reward calculations don't always go right. It's not illegal what these folks are doing, and it can be kind of funny. With that said, the people who are going to get left holding the bag in the main are going to be unsophisticated, non-institutional investors who end up holding the stock too long and then ending up eating the loss, is basically what's going to end up happening here. Right, Wang, the founder of closely held conglomerate the Daily and Wanda Group, now owns a stake worth about $1 billion in AAA, which climbed almost $20 in New York trading, the most since October of 2018. Okay, so there are a lot of people who are big players who are making a lot of money off of this. Okay, but again, the underlying idea here is that the stock market is kind of bad, or that hedge fund guys are doing something deeply immoral when they short sell. I don't buy either of those things. I think there are people who do immoral things in every market. I think that is true in virtually every market, but it is worth noting hedge fund guys are generally competing against one another.
So you got this GameStop stock that went from $5 to $500. Probably going to land, what, $250 right in the middle. That's where it's at today. I'm not sure about Acorns, Bazinga, MarketWatch, or short selling, or call options, or vanilla equity. I'm going to research it. That'll be the next one. This is Ben Shapiro weighing in, giving his fucking, 3.5 cents. But Webull, Robinhood, TD Ameritrade Trading, 212 Interactive Brokers are breaking the law. It's illegally manipulating the market. They're trying to make it crash. They're trying to make it all crash because regular, ordinary Americans are going out and buying GameStop. Regular, mostly small folks, but he just mentioned there's some big fat fucking players too that's making a shit ton of money. So make sure that if you invest, if you buy, the whole point of buying is to sell. You buy to sell. That's how you make the profit. So don't just buy GameStop. Buy it once, wait a week, and then sell it. You'll make money and you'll be, you'll be part of the GameStop revolution. All right, Ben Shapiro, your final word.
I don't think that's a bad idea. I think that's totally fine.
Word.
I will note that typically the market is not, this is a perfect example of a stock just being wildly overpriced, and they're now doing it stock by stock. They're just going to every stock that is being short sold because these stocks are overvalued because the companies are not doing well, and they're now pumping those up and then dumping them. That's essentially what they are doing. Okay, so the response is also bad because everything is bad. So the response has been to ban the Reddit Wall Street Bets server for at least a little while. Discord banned the Reddit Wall Street Bets server.
Right.
The company confirmed to The Verge. Reddit's Wall Street Bets subreddit is the driver of an unprecedented rally of GameStop stock and has received a great deal of attention in the press as the stock continues to soar.
Yeah, fuck Discord. Discord just got
fraud.
so many motherfuckers to join them.
Continue to allow, quote, hateful and discriminatory
People are
content
talking good about
after repeated
Discord.
warnings. Yeah, that's bullcrap. That is not true. Okay, so what happened here is that all these companies, these hedge funds, and the government probably, went to Discord and said, these people are manipulating stock prices, I want you to take it down, even though it's not technically illegal. Okay, so this actually looks a lot more like what the government and what the media and what institutional players have been doing with social media, right, where they say, we don't like a particular point of view, we know that it's not illegal, but we want you to take it down. It's sort of like what all of these major institutional government players said to Amazon Web Services to have them take down Parler. That's what this sort of looks like.
Kind of looks like
we don't like the Wall Street Bets subreddit, so take it down because it's doing us damage, and then pretend that it's on the basis of hateful content. That's nonsense. It's not true. Okay, because how about the timing? Was there not hateful content a week ago or 2 weeks ago? I'm sure there was. And so the timing is that people got upset, and then they're like, okay, we're going to ban this thing. Now that is a real violation of rights. Okay, I don't have to love what the Wall Street Bets guys are doing right now. Again, I don't. I think that they are undercutting one of the fundamental tenets of the market, which is that you are attempting to properly price stock. With that said, I think taking down the ability of people to talk about stock in ways that you don't like is deeply violative of basic First Amendment concepts. As a private company,
Ben Shapiro! Ben Shapiro!
Does not go along with this sort of thing, and it just demonstrates where the institutions of power truly lie, which is not with the people. It is not with individuals. And that merely reinforces the feeling that the hedge fund guys have disproportionate influence over what is happening in our financial world.
Right.
It's a really, really bad move to take down the subreddit. That should not be a thing that happens. It really shouldn't. Now, with that said, if you are cheering this on mainly because you don't like hedge fund guys and because they have slick back hair and because they're rich and drive fancy cars, let me suggest to you that you actually have to find the bad thing that they have done in order to dislike them. Otherwise, it's just pure jealousy. If they're taking bailouts, that is a reason to dislike them. If they are actively engaging in misinformation campaigns directed at companies, that is a reason to dislike them. If they are gaming the market, that's a reason to dislike them. If they're just engaging in short selling because they believe that a company is overvalued, and if their competitors are doing the same, that's not doing something wrong. I don't think that the Reddit guys are. I think the Reddit guys, the only thing they're doing wrong here is that I think that the motivations here are pretty much revenge and an open acknowledgement that they are not really interested in providing any service to the market other than a sort of pump and dump. Me and my friends are going to get rich, and the Wall Street bros are going to pay. Again, can be hilarious, just like your high school teacher gets paid. But that does not mean that it is providing a giant social service or that we should all be cheering on this sort of thing as a matter of routine because the stock market is bad. Like, really, what's the alternative? The alternative is that we have people who are wildly overvaluing stock, who are simply playing the pump and dump game. And then, why would anybody trade in the stock market? Right? Then it deprives people of liquidity. It deprives people of solidity in their 401ks. There are real consequences to treating the stock market like a casino. The dirty secret of the stock market
is on the right side, Shapiro. Go on, that's fine.
People who are engaged in the stock market, including institutional investors, are not playing it like a casino. I know that the popular view of the stock market, once again, is that it is a casino, and that there are winners, and there are losers, and it's just people betting. That is not what it is. It's a market. It is called the market, just like your grocery store, just like...
Right, so Discord, you're sitting there, the Discord servers are offshoots of the Wall Street Bets subreddit where all this seemingly began, like the Discord also went dark. Returned on Wednesday evening, though in that case it was the sub's own moderators who set the sub to private. So yeah, what a bunch of fucking low-life pieces of shit. Jesus Christ, just to reiterate, fuck you Melvin Capital, fuck you Citron Research, fuck you Weeble, fuck you TD Ameritrade, fuck you Interactive Brokers, fuck you Trading 212, and fuck you Robinhood. And fuck Wall Street, fuck the fact that, why has it got to be such a high barrier to entry? Frankly, if you're an American, you should just be born with $100 worth of fucking stock. You should know the goddamn stock market. Like, the whole thing, America doesn't, I mean, the United States government doesn't give a shit about the working class or the people of this country. The only fucking thing they give a shit about is the Dow Jones average, the New York Stock Exchange. This is what they think is the economy. But it's not. It's a barometer of rich people's feelings. The economy is the people. And when the people get into Wall Street and they're saying that they're making it crash, the people can have their own strategies and tactics too, right? You just heard Ben Shapiro, what'd he say? He said that everything that I've been saying is 100% right. Don't even question it. Or something like that. He was on my side. That's basically what I heard Ben Shapiro just now say. So fuck those big hedge fund guys. Robin Hood, you're the sheriff of Nottingham now, so fuck you too. And now I gotta figure out what the hell short call option is. Vanilla equity? What the hell is vanilla equity? And again, does anybody know? Hey Ben, OG, Tahoe, do you know how to buy a stock? How can you buy GameStop stock? Do you know? Huh? I'm listening. I guess I could Google. Oh, yeah, Benzinga. We'll check out Benzinga.